All right, today I'm joined by a good friend that I met several years back. Back then, I knew him as one third of Value Meal. Since then, he's gone to do so many great things. He's traveled, he's toured around the Philippines, toured around a bit of the world. You might know his band. Their newest music video just hit 2 million likes in the first 22 hours. You might have heard of them. He's 1/9 of Ben and Ben. Poch, thanks for coming in.
Hello, what's up? Hi, everybody.
What's up, bro? How are you?
Good. Things are certainly different this year, and I'm sure.
For sure.
Most, if not all of us, have been able to cope, adapt.
Yeah.
With the changes this year in this pandemic. So yeah, but considering everything, I'm quite grateful for the things that I have, for the people in my life, and when tough times happen, like you're forced, like it's a peaceful force. Like you're forced to appreciate the things that you have, the people that are in your life, these things. So there.
You mentioned earlier that you're quarantining because you came from the Ben and Ben house, right?
Yes, I am.
How long are you quarantining there? Yeah.
14 days.
Wow.
So before I go to my family for Christmas.
14 days. Wow.
Yes, sir.
That's long.
Yeah. It is. But
so,
it's cool. It's cool naman.
So
cool
what have you been doing there?
Some work from here. So some of my bandmates are still in the Ben and Ben house.
Okay.
And so there's still work happening. Various stuff with work. I mean, it's not always performances, though. I have shot some performances already here.
All right.
And it's just done. Parang they stitch video and video.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, among other things.
There. You guys were from what I saw, you guys were the most streamed band in the Philippines of 2020. How does that make you feel?
Yeah. It's a weird thing actually, because this is me personally.
Yeah.
I did not grow up wanting to be in a band. Like I grew up wanting to be a football player, soccer.
Oh,
and
cool.
Then
what did you play?
And then the dream changed. Yeah.
What position did you play?
I was forward.
Oh, okay. All right.
Forward or wing.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was my first love actually. And then music came into my life, high school, late grade school. And then I just really wanted to learn instruments, to learn guitar. I enjoyed arranging. I served in church.
Yes.
Arranging songs, playing music with the band. And then, but I never really wanted to be in a band. So when Ben and Ben happened, it was really a leap of faith for me.
I'm sure.
Because when I entered college, one thing that was clear for me and that God gave me peace with was that I take any opportunity I can.
Right.
In life. And so when the band thing came, when Ben and Ben started, I just jumped in it. And then it turned out okay naman. There's
fine.
Still some. Yeah, it's fine. I guess it's fine. No, but it's really an animal of its own compared to just playing an instrument for different artists.
For sure.
Or arranging songs for different artists.
Yeah.
And so I was kind of rushed into it. I wasn't prepared also. So there's still times then I think okay, so this is why I didn't want to be part of a band. But then things work out. And it's crazy because I remember growing up listening to OPM bands. From Eraserheads to Sugar Free, Kyusei River Maya. And then when I was in high school, it was Up Dharma Down. That was everyone was crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy for Up Dharma Down.
I remember that, yeah.
And I looked at Up Dharma Down and damn, that's a band making it big in the Philippines.
Yeah.
Now, in this time when EDM is cool, when electronic music is cool.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, that's a place to be. I don't know if I want to be there, but that's cool.
Yeah.
So, fast forward, 2017, band started Ben and Ben. yeah, Ben and Ben started,
Mm.
and then these blessings kept coming.
Yeah.
So yung feeling ko lang this year and like recently when I found out nga na we were the most streamed artist on Spotify,
Mm.
I was like, wow, what a what a journey, what a what a journey so far,
I'm
and
sure.
it's so weird. Like I can't imagine the numbers. I can't imagine
Mm.
how it happened.
Yeah,
But it's nothing talaga but gratitude.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
When I heard you guys were number one, I was quite surprised. Not that you guys were up there, right? But it was just who you were next to. You know, it was like BTS, Blackpink,
Yeah.
all these artists
Yeah,
that
exactly.
you're just like, wait, you guys have more streams in the Philippines than them? I mean, not saying anything about, you know, how OPM is and stuff, but it just surprised me. I was like, shoot, you guys have more streams than them. How did that
Yeah,
like
yeah.
how do you internalize that?
That's weird. Actually, that's what I was most surprised about.
Mm.
Kasi remember this year BTS was super
Oh,
hype.
for
I mean
sure.
the past
It's
years.
huge.
And like more this year.
Yeah.
Because they stayed super strong through the
Sure, for
pandemic.
sure. Yeah.
And they're able to spread their music even more
Yeah.
through this time. And parang everyone's at home, everyone's on social media,
Mm.
everyone's watching TV, and they're just all over social media. So it's really like if you don't know them, like are you living under a rock? No offense.
Yeah. No, I get it.
But,
I get it.
but you know what I mean?
You don't have to like them, but if you
So
don't
this-
know them by now, right?
Yeah, exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
So it's just weird to see our name above theirs.
Yeah.
And I don't wanna sound yeah. But
No,
yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
you get it.
No, I'm just kidding. Say it.
Nope. Basta yun. You get
No,
it. You
yeah.
get it.
No, I remember the band. Okay, so a bit back to Ben and Ben. I remember watching them as the Benjamins, right? so they were a duo. They were from LaSalle because I was in LaSalle already by the time they were performing. So I remember watching them, and I remember thinking like, oh, these guys are good writers and all that stuff. But then I heard, you know, like a part of me was thinking that I'm not sure if they'd make it. Mainly because I heard their engineering. So I was like, oh, they're probably going to go for like the engineering route. They're going to do all this stuff. Like they're going to be great at their work. But then I never expected it to reach this point. And then I remember when I saw the announcement that it became Ben and Ben with the 9 of you. That was kind of when I was like, all right, they're really serious about this. How did that play out when you were, were you recruited or were you buddies with them? Like, how did that play out?
So I met Miguel in 2014. He went to a music camp called Elements Music Camp. It's a songwriting camp.
Okay.
So I went there because I was pressured lang to join by my schoolmates in Mint.
Yeah. So by this point, you're at Mint,
So I just
you're
joined
studying
because
music?
I just wanted to, I wanted to try. Wanted to
okay.
experience. Yeah. And so I wrote because to enter that you have to write songs. So I wrote some songs. I'm not such a good songwriter. Like I know I'm significantly better at other things in music than songwriting.
Okay. All right.
So when I entered it, I was like, oh damn, these people are singing their songs and they're like so good. So I was put in a table during the first night dinner. Because during dinner there's like an open jam thing. So I was put in there. And then Miguel was in the same table. So parang we gravitated to each other. Like we were the low-key shy kids.
Everyone else is like just like like this
Everyone
is our music.
else is just okay. Go flex, do your thing. I respect. You're really good.
All right.
So yeah, and so the open jamming thing, especially for that first night, like everyone had to, or almost everyone had to sing.
Okay.
So it was time for Miguel to go up and sing. So he went up, and I was like, okay, cool. Let's see what this is about. And then he sang the song Dahilan.
Oh yeah, I love the song.
And it was just killer. And I was like, whoa, he's good. Okay, so I had like this huge like songwriter respect na for him. So
Yeah.
whoa, okay, you can songwrite. So anyway, a few weeks later there was a reunion for the camp. And so this camp is an annual thing. That was 2014. And the 2013 camp, Paolo was there in the camp.
All right.
So that's when I met Paolo in the reunion. And so they sang together. I was like, okay, these guys are good. So
Yeah.
they were called the Benjamins.
Right.
And then after that, I'd only see them sa mga gigs, like if we're put on the same lineup.
For sure. Yeah.
Kasi for a while, I was playing for Clara Benin.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
And yeah. So in the gig scene at that time, like gigs were sort of split, or most gigs were sort of split, grouping like the same genres or the same sounds.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah.
And so like Clara's medyo acoustic, and
Yeah.
so the Benjamins were medyo acoustic. So I'd
Yeah.
see them in gigs. But we never got like really close.
Mm.
But it was always a warm time seeing them.
Right.
So in this gig in 2016 December, yeah, preparing for that gig, I was gonna play with Jam Villanueva,
Okay.
and then she told me that Miguel Benjamin is looking for a guitarist
Mm.
to play for the EP launch of the Benjamins.
All right.
So I was like, oh,
Yeah.
okay, I guess I can do it. So I listened to the songs, cool stuff.
Yeah.
Went to the first rehearsal. I was like, okay, this is a big band. So this will be fun.
Yeah.
And so it was an awkward band practice because we're all really different.
Okay.
Like the only thing connecting us talaga from the start was just music.
All right.
And
yeah.
even if it was just music, like we all like different genres of music
Yeah.
and different styles and tastes in music.
Mm.
So that one thing that you could connect on, parang di pa siya super swak.
It's not even like super like
start.
in sync. Yeah.
So we had a couple of rehearsals. I only knew the Benjamins and the Jam, Villanueva, the drummer. Because she
Right.
also played drums for Clara Benin
Right. Okay.
and a few others. But most I didn't know. So we had a few rehearsals later, and then there was the EP launch, which happened December 17.
Mm.
This day, 2016,
Oh.
4 years ago.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Cool.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I just realized also now. So when
That's cool. Yeah.
when the curtains went up for the show, and we started playing, like there was just this weird bond and connection that we had, and we like all just felt, no, whoa, okay, this is good music.
Yeah.
This is fun. And it's not particularly like each of our favorite, say, taste
Yeah. Okay.
in music, but we just all really enjoyed it, and it just sounded good for us.
Yeah.
So after that show, it was a good show. See, Miguel and Paula invited us to do other gigs with them under the name.
Yeah.
It was under the name Ben and Ben na, but
Oh,
we
okay.
weren't
Okay.
official yet as Ben and Ben. Yeah. So after the EP launch, the first show that we had,
Yeah.
Miguel and Paula invited us nga to play with them for other gigs. So
Right.
we're like, okay, game naman. Yeah, I mean, even if we weren't getting paid for it, like we all really enjoyed the first show.
Mm.
So that was enough to keep us like, okay,
that's nice.
this is fun. This group
Yeah,
is
yeah.
kind of promising, I guess. Worth our time.
Yeah. You
So
enjoyed
we had
it.
those. So we had those shows, and then it went on for a few months.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang no label pa for a few months. Wala pang define the relationship. And courting pa lang na
You're
ewan.
just getting to know each other. Like,
Yeah, getting to know each
Yeah.
other. So May of 2017, we sat down,
Mm.
we defined the relationship, and we and so we're like, so guys, what are we? Tayo na ba? So you're like, okay, let's make it official. Let's be a band.
Yeah.
Be a band. And what bands, Trey?
yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
And then and so Ben and Ben started May 2017.
All right. Yeah.
So that's basically how we started.
Uh-huh. Tell me
Yeah.
about the day you realized Ben and Ben went beyond the mainstream, beyond the indie scene, and into the mainstream.
Hmm.
Is there any day
Actually,
that you remember?
It was quite the phase of parang transition.
Mm.
I can remember. I remember 2 times.
Yeah.
2 days.
Okay.
The first was when we 18, we joined Coke Studio.
Oh, right. All right.
Yeah. And so that time kasi uh yeah, so anyway, so
Go
Coke
on.
Studio, and
Yeah.
they had billboards of Coke Studio like
Oh, that's right. Like
on
on
EDSA.
EDSA. Yeah.
For one. I think there were 2 billboards
Mm.
on EDSA, the Coke Studio, so our faces were there.
Yeah.
That was weird. And then we also had like our faces were plastered on the LRT 1 train, like on the
Oh,
train mismo.
okay.
On the train mismo. And it was
Yeah.
weird because one time I was commuting with Kaifer because we were gonna buy something from Recto.
Okay.
And then yeah, so we took the train from Cubao,
Mm.
LRT 2, and then LRT 1.
Mm.
And then when we went there, we were waiting sa platform, and then we saw the train pass, and then our faces were there, and we were like, "Oh no, what is this?" What?
You guys weren't told ahead
Okay,
of
so that was
time,
the first.
or did you already know?
Parang it was mentioned, but
Ah,
it's just
okay.
weird seeing it.
Yeah,
You know,
for
like
sure,
seeing
for
your
sure.
face to face. This is just weird.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, that's me. It's weird. It's weird.
On a train. It's not like just a
The
billboard. It's on a train.
on a train. On a train.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's weird. And then the second time was when we were invited to guest in Tonight with Boya Bunda
Mm.
on
Okay.
ABS-CBN.
Okay.
Yeah. So before that, kasi we guested na in ASAP, I think twice.
Mm.
And then in Showtime,
Mm.
like once or twice.
Yeah.
But when you're there in Tonight with Boya Bunda, kasi parang only... Because it's a talk, eh. It's a talk. And so it's not about,
Yeah.
like we don't perform there. So,
Yeah.
and the people who go there are these other celebrities who get interviewed for
Yeah.
a certain issue or for a certain movie they're promoting or whatever. And so you're there. And then so parang during that time was when it hit me na, okay, I guess we're mainstream. Or I guess we're going mainstream.
Yeah. So I remember watching you guys before Nagsagiho, and I kind of saw the progress you guys made until eventually I realized, you know what? There was one day I realized you were mainstream. So I go downstairs, and my dad was playing one of your songs. Like for me, that was my moment. And I didn't introduce the song to him, right? I didn't show it to him. I didn't show him the band. But I go downstairs and he's playing I think he's saying Ride Home, something like that, right?
Whoa.
He's playing that song downstairs, and I'm just like, oh, like you know Ben and Ben, and he was like, yeah, I love their music, right, and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, they're big time now. You know what I mean? Like this was like probably 2-3 years ago, and during that time, I was just like, okay, because I remember I even watched you guys at like a town center gig, and it was quite small, like it was in the middle near Starbucks, and I still remember that time. You had
I remember that.
You already had leaves out. But that was it from what I remember. And yeah, there was a crowd, people were following you and all that stuff. But then that was the day I realized, I was like, oh shoot, like people know who they are. And then I remember my dad being like, oh, you know them? I was like, yeah, I know them. And he was like, oh man, like I'm a big fan. And I was like, all right, these guys are gonna get somewhere.
Oh man. Thanks, dude.
All right, so we're just gonna take a quick break and then we'll be right back. So this episode is presented by the White Stripe Network. Catch your favorite podcasts on our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube feeds. But again, for full episodes and some exclusive content, check out our Spotify feeds. Follow, subscribe on the Spotify app. All right, back to the show. All right, we're back with Poch from Ben and Ben. Poch, what's one horror story that you have from a concert or performance? Because like I've been there, I've seen the music industry, I've been backstage in these, whether it's a big concert or a small bar. What are the stories that pop into your mind when I say your performance horror story?
Performance horror story. I can think of a lot. Like we had a lot of shows already.
Yeah.
Na sobrang like, pangit yung sound, like the speakers outside would turn off or our monitors would turn off on stage, so we couldn't hear anything. We'd only hear the drums and the echoing through the wherever we played in. Or it could be other stuff na like accident, because I not naman si Agnes had this one bad accident in a gig where she fell through the stage.
Oh yeah, I remember that. All
she
right.
fell through an acrylic stage. Yeah, she hurt herself badly. So I think that's one horror gig. What horror concert story?
Yeah. Our performance.
For me naman, like more personal ones. I fell down also, but not as bad as Agnes.
All right.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
I didn't get hurt. I just slipped really badly during a guitar solo when I was running through a catwalk.
All right. Where is
the
this?
stage? Like there's a catwalk. What's this? Sorbet.
All right. Is it like
Mindanao.
it's again an arena type?
It was on a beach. It was
Oh,
on
okay.
a beach.
Okay.
So parang outdoor.
All right.
So it was on a beach, but the stage was I think I forgot the material. But it was a legit stage.
All right. Yeah.
And there was a lot of sand on the stage. So it was medyo slippery na
Okay.
yung stage. So what we did was, when he stepped on the stage, it was slippery, so we took our shoes off. So we were just playing barefoot.
Okay.
Because that might provide more traction, right? So we thought, so when you're playing the song Baby the Night, and towards the guitar solo, because it's a medyo rock guitar solo.
Yeah.
So like I really felt the part. So I was running towards the catwalk. Stupid me, my guitar was wired. I mean, it wasn't a wireless. I didn't have a wireless pack with my guitar.
Okay.
So it was wired. But it was a long cable. It was a really long cable. And I knew it would have reached. But it was a cable.
Yeah.
So I ran. And then for some reason, it got caught somewhere, the cable. So I was running. And then I started the guitar solo na. I started it na.
Yeah.
But I was still running. And then sumabit yung guitar cable. So it pulled me back. So I lost my balance. I slipped. As in yung slip, like in the cartoons when someone steps on a banana peel. Yeah, there. And I fell down.
So is there
during the
footage
guitar
of this
solo.
online?
I will neither deny nor confirm this.
Oh gosh, because I remember the reason why I asked you. Yeah.
But it was just embarrassing. Like I didn't really get hurt. Like the song continued. It was just embarrassing for me.
Did you get to
It's not
finish
really
your solo?
horror. I think the most horror. Yeah, I did. I finished it naman. Most part of it, I was sitting down, lying down, playing it. And then in my peripheral vision, I could see people. Like people were so close, they had their phones taking video. I was like, no, please don't video this. Video my bandmates. But yeah, that's not really I wouldn't put it under horror concert story.
Yeah.
Like the horror talaga is what happened to Agnes.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
That was really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reason why I asked,
So that's just the most embarrassing for me.
it's so funny though,
What?
because there's so many times where you're right. Like there's so many times where the sound's bad, the stage is bad. Maybe the crowd doesn't really, they're not into it. But you feel like, you know what I mean. So like there are so many different situations that I've personally seen, and I just love hearing it from other people. I'm just like, all right, like, you know what I mean. Like our experiences are not alone. Like there are some stories out there that, like what you said, like it's not a horror story, but like it's really embarrassing, which is really funny though.
Yeah. Can you cuento like a close situation? Like say with Nathan.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say where, but there was a lot of miscommunication with the time, and it was really traffic. So there was this one time wherein they were guested to perform, but because of the miscommunication, only half the band was there by the time that it was supposed to start, according to them. So they gave us the wrong time. Like there was a lot of miscommunication there.
Okay.
So by the time that they were like, "Oh, you guys are up to perform," it's only me and two other guys there out of the four. So imagine, so these two guys go on stage and legit. Okay, so I'm the road manager that day. So of course they're gonna be mad at me. Right? I'm like, I can
Yeah.
take it. Like throw it at me. Like shout at me, whatever. Like it's my fault.
Yeah.
And then so they go on, the two of them go on stage. They're legit talking. All right, how can we do this with the both of us? It's the singer and the drummer.
Oh,
Okay,
no.
it's not like
Oh,
it's not
no.
even like a singer and like a guitarist or no. It's the singer and the drummer. And they're like, how do we do this? How do we do this? And I'm just there. I'm like, all right. So I am preparing their stuff. I'm putting like the bass. I'm like fixing up the guitar, and like when when they were getting mad at me, so I was fixing up the stuff. They're like, who's in charge here? Who's in charge here? And I'm like, sir, me. And then like I think I got
no.
I think I got like a 20-minute like lecture, and I'm like, all right, sir, all right. I felt so bad.
Man.
Man. It ended up being okay, but that was I hated that feeling so much.
What a rush to growth.
And then there's this whole thing.
You have no choice.
There's this whole thing afterwards about like how like we had to like talk with each other as a band. We're like, all right, guys, there's some things we have to address. And then and it wasn't just that thing, but like that kind of triggered a talk. You know, like those real talks you have as a band. So that was one of those moments where we sat down and they were just like, all right, we need to talk about everything. And we're like, okay. So it was one of those moments where, I don't know, like, it was really hard to go through. But then, of course, as the road manager, I had to be like, yeah, get mad at me. Don't get mad at them.
That's good. What damn.
It's really
the
tough
shame.
though. It's really tough though. I've had a few moments like that, like quite a few. I've been to a few, not fights, but like a lot of disagreements about that as well. But you know, you learn. Anyway, we're gonna shift a bit. So you just said that you came from the Ben&Ben house. So it's quite interesting because Nathan and Mercury just came back from their house because they had their own house. But they were only there for 1 month. How long were you guys there for?
So the idea came up in when was this? June. June or July.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we moved in together July, the last week of July. So the plan was to be there for a month.
Okay.
To create online content. And to work on songs for our album.
Yeah.
So that was a plan. So when you were there, like so many other opportunities came up, and we realized that we were more productive there. If we go back to Manila to our individual homes, and just leave for work, like it would put our family at risk, or spreading the virus is more at risk that way.
Yeah.
So we locked up there. Our plan was supposed to be until the end of the August, but yeah, we're there until now. Well, I just left.
Did you leave because of the holidays?
September, October. Yeah, I did.
Are you the only one who left, or did other people leave as well?
No, people are leaving now. I just left the earliest.
Oh, okay. What was it like?
They're all leaving now.
What was day one like?
It was weird because I don't know. Well, for me personally, like I'm super prending kasi with the virus.
Oh, I see.
And the pandemic, like super super OC and I read all the articles, make sure everything's in check, make sure everything's all right.
I respect that. Go on.
That was the first time I left the house since the start of the pandemic. With a lot of things, like I had my guitar gear, I had my clothes, I had everything I needed for a month. And then moving to another house pa. Kasi diba, well, for me before that, like going to another house was weird. Like sketch.
Yeah.
So we moved to a house. I mean, no one lived naman there in the house.
But
like suddenly, it's not just my family. Like suddenly, like a lot of people. Like my band is a lot.
Yeah.
And we had our director with us and our photographer, Jorel and Karen.
Right.
So it was a weird to adapt. Like it was a struggle at first. Kasi number one, daming tao. And I'm introverted that way. Like I get tired of people. Yeah. Number two, like the COVID situation. Like I was super running, like wearing them. I was wearing a mask for the first week or two
Oh, that's
weeks staying
interesting. All
there.
right. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was very uncomfortable,
Uh-huh.
but it was exciting also because I knew that everything no one would work out
Yeah.
for the good. Yeah. So that was day one.
So how long did it take you before you realized maybe I can, live normally and not have a mask inside the house?
I know because I knew that 14 days is the quarantine time,
Yeah.
right? Like that's when you know. Now if you're alone, like
Yeah.
the virus isn't there anymore because naturally it
Yeah. Yeah.
supposedly dies
Yeah.
after 14 days. So there after 14 days.
What is the situation like? Did you guys have your own rules? Like, oh, you do the dishes, oh, you do the cooking. Like, what is the dynamic in that house like?
Yeah, we had some of that. Though we were blessed to have one help with us then
Okay, that's
who
nice.
cooked,
Yeah.
and so we did our own dishes. We'd clean our own mess.
Mm.
Yeah, well, we just work like that. Work like a family.
Oh,
You know.
did you guys have like your own time, or was production kind of like 24 hours? Like, oh, these people like to work it late at night, and these people like in the morning, or was it like generally, oh,
Yeah,
you guys all get together?
yeah. No, it's we had our own time
Yeah. All
in a
right.
sense, but we worked on a lot of things together. So that was a
Mm.
challenge because, like for example, see Pat's such a morning person. Like she
Um.
sleeps at 10.
Mm.
She sleeps at 10 p.m. Wakes up at like 6, ganun.
Oh, wow.
And then others naman like Kiefer.
Yeah.
Kiefer sleeps at like 4 a.m.
Okay. Yeah. All
4
right.
a.m. and he wakes up at like 12,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
All right.
12 noon. So we tried different ways. We tried to make um we tried to make work hours within a day, like
Mm.
set schedule now. Okay. I forgot what the exact time was, but say a given
Yeah. Okay.
hours in a day, like this is
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
work time.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
let's adjust for it.
Mm.
But after a while, like it made us crankier, and like we couldn't live so freely.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So it
All
was
right.
hard to work together in that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um.
but now like
Mm.
we after a few months we got the hang naman of working with each other.
That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah, and respecting each other's times, and like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
more project based now.
Okay. That's nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
What did you do when you're not recording or
Yeah.
thinking about music?
What do I do? What do we do
What would
when
you
we're
do?
not recording?
Yeah.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, it's interesting. What did I do? Different things. So there's a basketball ring in the house.
Oh, that's fun. Okay.
Yeah, that's one.
Yeah.
That was work out.
All right.
Watch Netflix.
Mm.
Yeah, I think that's mostly it because we're always working.
Oh, for sure. I
We're
bet.
always
I bet.
working.
I bet.
Yeah.
But at least now you're out. All right. So when it comes to the
Yeah.
music industry, like, and being part of a band, I'm not part of a band myself, but I've seen a lot of behind the scenes stuff, right?
Yeah.
What's something that you can share? So tell me something behind the scenes about Ben and Ben that we don't really get to see in the front. Is there any stories? Is there anything interesting? Anything happening there behind the scenes that people won't really see unless you're behind the scenes?
I think one thing is that we're really intentional with the things we put out.
Mm.
And you could see it that way because we like have so many releases. We're active in social media.
Yeah.
But there's a nice balance that parang developed through the time being together in this band. A balance between authenticity and but still working hard. Like it's natural, but
Yeah.
we push for it.
Yeah.
Like there's a tendency to put authenticity or being natural on a sorry, not authenticity. Just letting things flow.
Alright,
Just
yeah.
let things happen. Like we can tend to put that on a pedestal and just be like super chill and like whatever happens happens.
Yeah.
Let's not try to think about the future too much. Let's
Mm.
not push for what we want too much. And
Mm.
there's the other hand naman na okay, it's just all work. Like it's just this is the timeline and what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to do things, everything and all of that. And nawawala yung how natural things come out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that's one thing. Like we're very intentional with everything from our music
Yeah.
to the way we dress to the way we talk to people or like our
Yeah.
voice online as a band.
Mm.
Uh, Other things. Actually, there's so much.
Yeah.
So we're so many. So there's so many stories.
I'm sure.
There's so many stories to get from.
Yeah, I'm sure. I
But yeah,
kept thinking about this because you guys are 9. And I'm sure you
Yeah.
get this question a lot. But how do you guys resolve things when issues come up or when there's tension? Because you're 9 people. Like, that's crazy
Yeah.
to me.
Well, a good thing with being 9 also is that there are more people to ask for advice or to help mend like relationships.
Mm.
And we're all different. We're all really different. But we learn to connect with each other in like with our similarities
Mm.
or in ways that we know we can connect with each other. Like personally for me, like it really developed being with Ben and Ben really developed my people skills.
Okay. Yeah, because you're with
not
8 other
talking
people.
to people, but like not talking to people, but understanding people.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so when you understand people, when you're able to understand someone better, like you're able to talk more
Mm.
naturally with them
Yeah.
and not have a hard time, creating your words
Yeah.
or being careful around them
Yeah.
or whatever. So that really helped. But in the band we have like parang favorite people who fight.
Okay.
And they're the people naman who like don't fight talaga. Like they're just the most chill.
All right.
Yeah. So we have that too.
That's
But
interesting.
we always resolve things naman. Sometimes it takes longer than some fights take longer to resolve than other fights.
Yeah. For sure.
But that's part of it, I guess.
Yeah, because I've seen how bands can get really tense as well. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, it's part of it. It
Yeah.
happens. But at the end of the day, it's kind of like your family and you have to resolve it at the end of the day. Or else, the consequences are, the music, you feel it, or, the quality drops. And
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just glad to hear that you guys have that dynamic. When it comes to writing your songs and recording your songs, what's one song that was the hardest to record?
The challenging songs or hardest songs to record has to be the first. No, not first. Actually, the 2 songs that we recorded and released in quarantine because we weren't able to arrange together in a studio. We weren't able to record together in a studio.
Yeah.
So it was a different challenge kasi lahat kami OC-ish or basta we're very hands-on with the arrangement, with how the song sounds, with the songwriting, with the whole output as a whole. And it was hard for us that time kasi parang it felt like we were just jamming and whatever this person recorded, like you'll have to play on it. And then after you record your part, the next person has to play on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was fun because in a way we had to channel our inner radio signals to each other's minds. Like, okay, what do I think Kiefer would put here? Okay, I won't put anything here. I'll let him do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Yeah. Is that so? Those were the 2 hardest ones to ever write, to ever record.
Yeah, I think so.
What song do you feel most attached to personally?
Most attached to. Right now, it's our newest single, Di Ka Sayang.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this to promote it in any way. I'm just saying that I figured it sounded that way. Ano ba yan?
I get it. It's your newest one. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm proud of it because in a way, we tried to expand our sound
Mm.
in that. Like for me as a guitarist, um, like when I first heard the song, because they first jammed the song and arranged the song. I wasn't in the house. Like
Okay.
I went back to Manila muna.
Mm.
And then so they sent me the recording of their jamming. So I was listening to it. I was like, okay, I can't do much here. There's a lot of sound lacking,
Mm.
but for guitar, like I can't do so much here. Although there's a spot for a guitar solo, so I'm like, okay, I
Yeah.
guess I'll just do that
Yeah.
and play some stuff in the chorus.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then yun, when I went back to the house, we arranged the song. Um, and then we started recording. And it kind of stretched me because I had to put, well, I wanted to put like different ambient sounds on the track,
Okay.
like sound effects
Yeah,
and pads on it.
Mm.
So I enjoyed doing that. For the guitar, no, it was just really different.
Uh-huh.
But I'm really proud of
sure.
the song, and I really invested so much in the song because it really it stretched me as an artist
For
and
sure.
not just a guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the song is just different.
For sure.
Yeah, the message of the song, everything, it's important, and it really spoke to me also.
You guys have so many songs though that just resonate with so many people. We're just crazy about it because, like, for some people it's like the Pagtingin, or you have Ride Home.
Yeah.
Like, you just have so many different songs that hit so many different emotions. When it comes to songwriting, like, is it the twins, or do all of you write the lyrics?
It usually starts with the twins.
All right.
They go with most of it, and then they send it to us. This is how it usually goes. Either sometimes na it's another way, but for most of the songs like this, so they make a draft of the song, send it to us, and then whoever wants to adjust something, go for it, and then yun, we solidify it. So songwriting, so end ng songwriting and the arrangement, of the song. But most of the songs, well, the ones that we released na, the twins start songwriting for
Right.
it.
Yeah.
Though we had one song, we released one song in the Limasawa Street album called War.
Oh yeah, I love that
Kiefer
song.
wrote.
Yeah.
Yeah, great song.
I'm so glad he got to sing
So
on it
Kiefer
too.
wrote that, and I know, and yeah, he did
Yeah.
too. Same. I'm glad. Yeah, he can't not sing it. And for a new album now, and the one we're making, like, we're really stretching the songwriter's hat.
That's nice.
So everyone can, yeah, everyone's writing songs.
I know, that's crazy.
Pretty fun.
I'm sure, and you guys get to like all collaborate. All right. I want to ask you about this last question before we go into the speed round. I want to hear about your story on the artwork for your box that comes with the album, because I've heard about this before. Can you explain to me on your perspective, and why do you appreciate it?
Well, personally, and this is the reason also of why we made that, I think. The initial reason. I like things that come in boxes.
Oh,
Like, it feels premium.
Yeah,
Like,
you're right.
I like guitar pedals that come in boxes. I like watches that come in boxes. And, like, say, shoes.
Yeah.
In boxes.
Yeah.
Sometimes I reuse the box. Sometimes I keep the item in the box for safekeeping, or I'm just sentimental that way.
Yeah.
Or I just keep the box
For
a while, but then I eventually recycle it, or I throw it or give it away. But I don't hoard boxes now.
Your room is just full of boxes.
Just full of boxes, man. No, but it just gives a nice feeling.
Yeah, you're right.
Parang makes whatever is inside, more premium.
Yeah.
And we wanted to put other things also inside. Instead of the conventional square album, where you could put a booklet in there and the CD. Like, this one, you put a bigger booklet with the song arts in there.
Yeah.
And and we just wanted it to be an experience. And the cool thing with the box is two sides or one side. I can't remember.
Okay.
Has
Yeah.
has this
Yeah. Yeah.
has this translucent
Uh huh.
paper
Uh huh.
where we told our listeners that they could put a lamp inside there, a light,
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
light, and it can be like a lantern.
Yeah.
And so that's what Limasawa Street is.
Right.
It's a light.
Right. I love
Yeah.
that story because
So
I heard about that from Enzo when he made Cuento. When
yeah,
it first got released, I was like, oh shoot, like that's genius. I loved it. All right, Poch, let's go into
Yeah.
the speed round. So for the speed round, it's quite simple. Just answer as fast as you can and as honestly as you can. Focus more
okay,
on,
game.
focus more on the honesty part, but feel free
Sure.
free to explain why. All right.
Okay.
All right. All right. So let's start this off easy. What's on your Netflix list right now?
My Netflix list. Okay. Man, I'm not good with names. So much for speed, right? So much for speed. Oh shoot! What's the name of that? It's a movie with Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga.
Oh, A Star is Born. A Star is Born.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
that,
okay.
yeah,
All right.
that one. So that's next.
All right. So what what's on your listening playlist right now? What are you jamming to?
It changes every day.
Mm.
Changes every day. Today,
What's on the usual
I think
rotation?
it was.
Okay.
I always have John Mayer,
Oh, I love John Mayer.
Tom Misch.
I love John
I
Mayer.
got addicted to Hamilton this year.
Oh, I love Hamilton. I watched Hamilton in
Bro,
2017. I did, yeah.
No.
Yes. Yes,
Oh man,
bro.
that's the dream.
It's so good. It's so good.
As in, I got addicted to it this year. I memorized a lot of songs.
I walked into that theater not knowing the show. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh man.
I heard it's good.
So it changed your life.
it changed my life. That became because like that was like
Grabe.
one of the first few days of my trips to the States because I was there for a month
Okay.
that time. I think I watched
Yeah.
like day 5, right? So from day 5, I just kept listening to that same soundtrack for the rest of the trip. It became my USA 2017 soundtrack. I'm like
Yeah.
walking. I'm
Yeah,
walking around
yeah,
New
yeah.
York. Imagine that. I'm walking around New York. Like they're talking.
Oh man,
they're talking
what
about
an
New York.
experience.
They're talking about New York, and I'm like,
Yeah,
oh,
dude.
they're talking about like walking down Broadway. I'm like, I'm on Broadway. It was great.
Ganda.
It was great.
Set up.
Tell me now that you mention it.
Okay.
Tell me about the time when you met John Mayer. What is that like?
Oh, it was a weird experience.
Uh-huh.
It was so surreal. So surreal. So I've been a fan of John Mayer.
Mm.
Not too long naman. But since my early days playing electric guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I asked a friend of mine from church, like, what can you recommend music
Yeah.
to me? Like, I want to learn blues.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
he said John Mayer.
Ah, that's such a
John
great
Mayer
start.
parang blues.
Ah, yes.
Pop with blues.
Yeah, yeah.
Influence. So yun. So since then, I always looked up to him. I loved each of his albums. Memorized almost
Yeah.
all of his songs. Learned how to play them on the guitar.
Nice.
And yeah, eventually, he influenced me to like watches. I think
For
this
sure.
was 3 years ago.
Mm.
Yeah, 2 years ago. Can't remember.
Okay.
But yeah, and so I looked up to him talaga in that sense. So when we found out that we were gonna meet him, or we had the chance to meet him,
Yeah, yeah.
and we were gonna watch this show.
Mm.
So si Kaifer asked me like, what if you're gonna meet John Mayer, will you give him a gift? What will you give him?
Oh, okay. That's a great question.
Yeah. So I said, oh, I'm gonna let him sign my guitar.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I'm not so creative with these things.
Yeah.
And so si Kaifer said, Poch, you should give him a watch.
Oh.
And so we were just laughing about it. We were just
Yeah,
laughing about it because, wow, grabe naman.
Yeah.
Is he that special? Is he that special to me? So I gave it much thought and figured, yeah, I guess he is. Yeah, I guess he is. So this was last year.
Uh-huh.
This was last year. So we in Hong Kong. So we went to Hong
Right.
Kong. And I was ready to give him a watch in case
Uh-huh.
I did meet him.
Yeah.
Because I started collecting watches na then.
Okay. Yeah.
And so I had this Seiko that I thought na, okay, he might appreciate. I'm sure he knows what this is.
Yeah.
And just like, for him to think na, oh, this watch came from that
That
Asian kid
yeah.
in Hong Kong.
yeah.
So it's a cool idea.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, so we go to Hong Kong. We go to the hotel, and we see Ross from Sony,
Right.
our
Yeah.
manager,
Yeah. Yeah.
and she tells us now we got the front row center seats
Oh,
to this
wow.
concert.
Uh-huh.
So you're like, whoa! So you're freaking out. You're freaking out, and then so we checked in, and then we walked around Hong Kong. We went back to the hotel. Ross said, "You're meeting John Mayer
Oh,
during the intermission."
wow.
So damn.
Wow.
So you're freaking out. So you're like, okay, we have to think like what'll we do when we do
Yeah,
meet
yeah,
him?
yeah, yeah,
Like,
for sure.
yeah. So see, I forgot who it. I think Miguel said na we'd give him a copy of our album
Yeah.
that wasn't released by then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So it was in one of our laptops lang.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We bought a USB in Hong Kong, flash drive,
Uh-huh, yeah.
and then we put the songs in there, and then we put it. Si Tony had an extra film canister,
Uh-huh.
an empty film canister.
Right.
So we put it inside the film canister
Okay.
because we knew na John Mayer liked photography,
Right.
liked film.
Yeah.
So we put it in there. We hand wrote a letter. We put it inside that, and then so okay, we'll meet him. We'll give this to him,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna give him my watch.
The watch.
so approaching intermission, the concert was wild. Like the first
sure.
half,
I'm
wild.
sure.
Like man, the feelings. Like he was so close. Siguro mga less than 15 feet
Yeah.
in front of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild.
I'm
The sound was
sure.
so good. His guitar tone was so good. His band was so good.
I'm sure.
So nung intermission na, si Ross called us. She was like, "Okay, this is it, guys."
Yeah, yeah.
So you're walking to the backstage. They were like, "Poch, you be the one to talk to him." Kasi ikaw yung pinakamagaling sa English. Yun yung ano nila. Yun yung reason nila.
I thought it'd be something more sentimental, but okay.
Well, I'm sure it was. But that's just what they
Yeah,
said.
yeah. Just go on. Yeah.
So I was walking to the backstage. I'm like, okay, feelings don't come to me now. Just stay away. Stay far away, feelings. Just be pragmatic about this. Just talk to him straight. He can be your friend. You know, he's not your idol. So we got to the backstage, and we see some of his band, and we're
Yeah,
already
yeah.
starstruck seeing his band because
Yeah, yeah.
we see his band on YouTube. No,
Right, for
we hear
sure.
them and his songs. And then so we just wait there. Siguro mga 10 minutes we're waiting.
Mm.
Dude, my heartbeat talaga was
I'm
pounding,
sure.
and I was just so nervous.
I'm sure.
So nervous. So it was medyo dark backstage. It was dark. There were some key lights lang.
Yeah.
So people wouldn't bump into each other.
Right.
So I had my back against John Mayer's dressing room.
Mm.
And then, so I'm just psyching myself to get ready. And then I see my bandmates' faces. They change and they're like, "What is it?" So I turn and there he is, this big ass man. He's like 6'4", 6'3".
Okay. I didn't know that, but okay, go on.
He's big, like he's really big.
Uh-huh.
So he's coming and he's like, super poggy. Like, damn, wait. Hold up.
Like, hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? Sad dude.
What did you say to him?
No, so see, Ross spoke to him first and said,
Okay, yeah.
John, I want you to meet this band from the Philippines. And then we're like, hi, hello. And then I approach him. I say,
Yeah.
forgot what I said. I think, and it was in the lines of, you really inspired many of us in the band.
Yeah, yeah.
And thank you for your music. Blah, blah, blah. As a thank you gift, we want to give you this. So we gave him the film canister with a flash drive inside with our album. So we gave that to him. We told him it's our album, it's unreleased. Listen when you have time or not.
Yeah, yeah.
And then okay. And then I said, John, you also inspired me to like watches. And I'm starting to collect watches because of you.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I want to give you this. So I took it off my wrist.
Uh-huh.
Seiko, and then I gave it to him.
That's
And then
nice.
he said, no, I can't take this. I can't take this.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I said, no, please, I insist. Take it. And he said, no, I can't do this to you. I can't do this.
Yeah, yeah.
And he said, no, please, just do it for me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
No, you're not doing it. Do it for me. So
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
And he was like, okay, fine. I'll keep it. So he puts it in his pocket.
Mm.
And he said, I'll keep it here for the rest of the show.
Ah.
His pocket. And then he says, I have a gift for you too. And then he reaches in his pocket and gives me his pick.
Oh, that's right.
Guitar pick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You posted about
So
that.
I was just, I did.
Yeah.
So I was freaking out. I was like, okay, put it in my shaking hand.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And then so when I got it, and my bandmates were freaking out for me. They're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
So I just held on to it. And then he said, thank you, buddy. And then he hugged me. I was like, oh, damn. Yeah, then he had a picture with him.
That's nice, yeah.
And the experience, so weird, so surreal.
Yeah.
Like euphoria.
John Mayer is one of the people on my list that I haven't watched yet. You know, like you have a list of like, oh, I have to watch these people before I die. He's on my list. I've seen a lot of the people on my list. I have not seen John Mayer yet. He's still there. I'm really excited for that day I get to watch him.
Yeah, I hope he tours again. I hope he comes to Asia.
Yeah,
or
same.
You're able to catch him elsewhere.
Yeah, I can just fly somewhere. It's fine.
For John Mayer.
For John Mayer. I thought about doing that. I thought about going to Oh no. While I was in the States a couple years back, I think last year. I think this was last year. While I was there, I was in California, but he was touring in New York at that point.
Oh man!
At that point, I was looking at ticket prices.
Did you fly? Okay.
No, I didn't get to. But imagine like, so I had a budget, right? I had a budget, and for the whole month, like this is what I can spend on for food and all that stuff for 1 month.
Yeah.
So I considered it deeply. And I had a friend in New York who lives there, so I was like, all right, I can like bunk with him for like 3 days, whatever. I was so tempted to. So the ticket price, the plane price, all of that stuff. If I put it all together, that's like slashing my budget in 2/3. So I'll only have 1/3 of my budget left, right? So this is like a couple $100 for the flight, for the tickets, for whatever I needed for the food.
Damn.
So I was thinking about it. I was like, do I? I was like, I really, really want to. Like, I really want to do this. And then afterward, I was like, you know what? Like, I just can't afford it right now. But then I hope to catch him on another day. But I was looking at plane tickets. Like, I was there already. Like,
imagine if you did though. Quite the story to tell.
I would.
I blew my US trip budget on John Mayer.
Yeah, I'll be like screw McDonald's and all that stuff. Like, I'll just screw in and out. I don't need that. I don't need to experience.
I don't need that.
Like Disneyland. No. Anyway.
No. One day.
One day, I'll get him. All right, so you and I go way back a couple years. There's this bar. So there are a couple bars that we go to that we've seen each other. But just based on the people who perform there, today, if you could arrange it, what would be your dream Sagiho lineup?
Wow. Like any local artist?
Any.
Wow, this is so
any
hard.
that would be willing to play at Sagiho. Which is a lot.
This is so hard. Damn. So hard. Top of my head.
Yeah.
4 of Spades.
All right. I miss them. I miss watching them. Yeah.
Yeah. Autotelic.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Tom's Story.
Oh, I miss Tom's Story.
They're not together anymore. Yeah. Nathan Mercury.
Are you just saying that?
One click straight. No, I'm saying.
All right. Thank you very much.
The Swave Sound bands.
Oh, those are so fun. I miss those days.
Saint Wolf. Oh man. Those were the days, man.
Those were the days. I remember there were some days where we'd watch all together and you'd play with Ash, all that stuff. Good times.
Yeah. Sino pa?
Sige, go down.
Clara Benin.
Oh.
Yeah, sarap yan. Over October.
Oh. You know, you're going to look back at this and be like, oh, shucks, I miss somebody.
Yeah, I'm sure. Ash.
Yeah. Yeah.
There are too many. Like I'd make it like a 3-day concert.
It's like a wonderland that's a
It's like a wonderland.
Just from like 1 p.m. to like 1 a.m.
Yeah,
like,
why not?
Just keep going.
One night's not enough. One night's not enough.
One night's not enough. All right. Tell me a bit of what you can tell me about the next Ben and Ben album. Is there anything at all? Anything you can? How would you describe it? Is there anything specific about it?
Well, when you're talking about the album and like what direction we should go with, I think our main idea creatively, like creative wise, like music, was to go against our grain. I mean, still arranged from the heart, still write from the heart.
Yeah.
Record from the heart, all of that, but try to really stretch our creativity from what was expected before or what was usual for us to do.
Yeah.
Because we've played so many gigs and we've been together for 3 years, almost 4 years. So parang it would be just so natural for us to jam any song.
Yeah.
And just fit into our supposed molds like before.
Right.
So this time, like, we're really trying to break our supposed molds.
Right.
And do something else. I don't think naman it'll be too far from how it would sound before. Because that was authentically us also.
Yeah.
It's just widening it a bit. And pushing more.
Nice.
Yeah. There.
What's one thing? This is your last question. What's one message you have for any aspiring musicians?
One message I have for any aspiring musician. Wait. I think, well, this is what I did before. Identify your love in life. And if you could quantify or, just make an idea in your head, like how much you love music, how much you love your instrument, how much you love singing. And try to identify also, like, how far would you go to push in that direction? And just go for it. There are so many discouragements and hindrances and challenges that you'll go along the way. But with anything, there'll be hindrances, there'll be challenges.
Yeah.
There'll be, tough times for anything. So just know, if you love it, go for it.
Yeah.
Because whatever you love in life, be it somebody, be it your faith, be it the way you live, your dreams, you'd fight for it if you know how much you love it.
Yeah.
There. And it really helps to find your purpose also in why you love it.
Yeah.
Like if it's just for self-satisfaction,
or
if it's to spread a certain message,
right,
or if it's to make the most out of your time here on earth.
Right.
There, just know what you love what you do, fight for what you love.
There you go. All right. Poch, thanks so much for coming on. This was so much fun.
Thanks, Trey.
All right.
Thanks. This was fun.
All right. So you can catch Poch and this band, of course, on Spotify, Apple, wherever you find your music. And check out their newest music video that is now on YouTube. Do you have anything else you want to share? Anything you want to promote?
No, that's it. You already said it.
All right. Oh, last one. Message for your fans.
Oh, hello everyone. Love you guys. Thank you. I'm really awkward. Really awkward at this. No, thank you if you're listening. Thank you for listening. Thank you for spending time with us.
Yeah.
Hope you got something from this beyond the kasabawan.
All right, Poch, thank you so much for coming on. I hope that we can get you again when something big happens within your life. Poch, thanks for coming on.
Yes, sir. Thanks, Trey. Thanks so much.